The iconic fairy tale of Cinderella is getting a wild twist with the Sundance hit, The Ugly Stepsister. The movie hails from Norwegian writer-director Emily Blichfeldt in her feature directorial debut, continuing her trend from her short films of tackling the theme of what beauty means to a modern society, and how it impacts femininity. Blichfeldt spent nearly 10 years working to bring the movie to life, 5 of which were specifically focused on developing the script for the project after initially coming up with the concept. The Ugly Stepsister brings the Cinderella story closer to the Brothers Grimm interpretation of the classic tale, putting its focus on Elvira, the elder daughter of Rebecca, and largely referred to as the titular insult, particularly in comparison to her beautiful stepsister, Agnes, also known as Cinderella. When their family patriarch dies and the family finds itself in financial trouble, the only solution is to try and have Elvira, played by Lee Myron, marry a wealthy local prince, though she must undergo a disturbing transformation involving 19th-century plastic surgery and tapeworms to try and become beautiful enough to win his affections. In honor of the movie's Sundance Film Festival premiere, Screen Rant interviewed writer-director Emily Blichfeldt and star Lee Myron to discuss The Ugly Stepsister. The filmmaker reflected on her journey to bring her take on Cinderella to the screen, including her initial concerns over having too much hubris with her vision and finding collaborators who trusted her with the film. The star, meanwhile, praised Blichfeldt for her deeply thematic story and the responsibility she felt in playing the character, as well as the physicality that was required of it. Blichfeldt didn't want to move forward until she found the right angle on the story. It's a great concept, but where's the story? Elvira's mom removing her nose-healing mask in The Ugly Stepsister. With a movie that explores everything from a woman willing to physically modify herself in dangerous ways to a Cinderella whose virtues may not be as clean as the Disney interpretation of her, The Ugly Stepsister certainly proves to be one of the most original takes on the characters involved in the film. When it came to developing the story for the movie, Blichfeldt acknowledges that she was quite taken by the concept she came up with in a creative nap, though spent 8 years putting it together in order to find a meaningful approach to it. Emily Blichfeldt: my main characters in my shorts have been mainly women struggling with body issues and body image. And in a creative nap, working on one of those films, I suddenly had this vision where my character dreamed that she was Cinderella and fit the shoe and was very happy because the prince was her dream boy or whatever. But then, to her horror and despair, she realized that she had cut off her toes to fit the shoe, because there was blood coming out of the shoe, a little bit later on the horse on the way to the castle. She was looking at it and going, "OST?" And the prince also saw it, of course, and rejected her because of it. And when I woke up from that nap, I was like, oh my god, this is a character that I have not seen before. The way that I've read and the way I've seen the fairy tale in so many versions on screen, but I've never seen this character. She's overlooked, she's ridiculed, mocked for her wanting to fit the shoe and her grotesque efforts to do so. But I totally related to her. Not only do I have shoe size 11, but I've struggled with body image myself in my youth, and struggling to fit within femininity, and I was single for a very long time, because I didn't feel like I was feminine enough or beautiful enough to attract the guys that I was interested in. And I felt very lonely. We all long to be loved, and I saw all of this in this character. On top of that, there was the potential of a body horror movie, which got me so excited, because I had gotten into body horror just a few years prior to the idea coming to me. And it just felt like something that could have commercial potential, international potential, but with my DNA, my story, my outlook on it, and then with body horror. I just felt that this is something I have to take seriously, and I did. It took me 8 years, 5 years to realize the script, because it's a great concept, but where's the story? What's the real grit? What's the real character here? And not just the stepsister, but all of them. And now we're here at Sundance, and it's a dream come true.